Being up high on a climbing wall is the best feeling. It is so freeing. There are things that I can do up on a climbing wall that I can't do on the ground. The way that you can move your body and that freeing feeling, like you can't experience that anywhere else. When I was in high school, I did just really want to fit in, and I really struggled coming to terms with my disability, even though I've been disabled my entire life. Coming to terms with it was actually a really conscious decision, because I just decided one day that I wanted to be happy with my body and I wanted to be the kind of person that, you know, a little version of me would really look up to. Growing up, it really did seem that the only way that you could be valued as a disabled person in Australia is to be successful in sports, because you are, I guess, showing the non-disabled community that you are able to overcome whatever physical impairment you might have. And that is the easiest way to demonstrate that is through sports. Sporting is not the only way to be successful as a disabled person. I just think that it's one part of a very rich life. Winning a World Cup was a complete surprise, and I didn't think that, you know, I would be the top of the field at that point. I knew that everybody that I was competing against at that World Cup had competed in a World Cup before or competed at an international level, and I was coming in as the newbie in the group with no competition experience, and I just thought, you know, I'm going to see where I place in the field. The big feeling that I had when I won that World Cup was that all of my hard work had paid off. You know, getting to stand at the top of the podium and hear the Australian anthem and see the Australian flag up on the screen, that was insane. I never thought that would happen to me. I think rock climbing is one of very few sports where competitors actually cheer for each other, because we want to see people get to the top of a climb, and you know, if you're not going to do it, someone else will. I know a lot of climbers, when they approach a route, especially in competitions, they feel like it's them versus the wall, but I actually like to believe that the wall wants me to climb it. It wants me to get all the way to the top. I think failure is a big part of the sport, which is why I think that it can become so addictive, because failing is a great thing to happen in climbing, because it gives you something to work on, and the feeling that you get when you finally stick that move is the best feeling in the world. In terms of you know, support and funding for that level of competition, it does not exist. Our National Sport Climbing Federation is a completely volunteer-run organisation, and so they don't have the funding or resources to support paraclimbing. I really do need more support to be able to keep training and climbing at my peak, and to be able to get those wins overseas. And so when I see those supports going to other climbers in Australia and missing out on those opportunities, it's quite upsetting. A lot of the funding they do get for things like training camps, coaching and other supports come from Olympic pathways, and so that funding is specifically for athletes who will be competing in an Olympic pathway. So unfortunately that means that the paraclimbing team misses out on a lot of those opportunities. At the same time, I completely understand why they're set up the way that they are. I know that the Olympics and the Paralympics are two completely different organisations, and so they do have separate funding pathways. If we can get to the Paralympics, I think we might win some medals. I like to put myself out there now and show everybody, hey, we can do this too. So people know that there are disabled people in the climbing community and maybe won't be as afraid as I was in the beginning. Now that I've opened some of those doors for myself, I'm trying my best to hold them open for other people. I'm not ashamed of being an amputee. I'm actually proud of it, and you know, it's actually brought a lot of enrichment into my life, and it's given me climbing and allowed me to achieve all these amazing things. Climbing is for everybody, and disabled people deserve to enjoy the outdoors as well. Climbing is an amazing adaptive sport because it can be adapted to so many abilities. It's just, I think, the perfect sport. I wish that I started it sooner, and I would encourage anyone that was thinking about climbing to just get to the climbing gym and give it a crack.